Jim began an intense training regimen, pushing his physical limits and spending his free time at the shooting range practicing marksmanship. He also studied attack techniques through videos. A year passed in the blink of an eye, and Jim had transformed completely. His shooting had improved dramatically, and his accuracy was nearly flawless. One day, during a shootout between two rival gangs, Jim's son was caught in the crossfire. Both bullets hit him. Jim and his wife were devastated. They could hardly believe what had happened. Fueled by grief and rage, Jim spent all his savings on a stockpile of weapons and officially began his path of revenge. That very night, he went to the base of the gang leader, Playa. But Jim didn't rush in recklessly. Instead, he used a camera to record everything inside. He knew that understanding the enemy was the only way to defeat him. He decided to exploit a weak point, Playa's subordinate, Jack. Jim followed Jack all the way to his home, sneaking inside through the drainage pipes. When Jack heard a noise and came out to investigate, Jim ambushed him. Jack crashed through a glass stair railing and tumbled heavily to the floor, losing consciousness. When he came to, he found himself at Jim's house, surrounded by photos documenting Playa's operations. The gravity of the situation hit him immediately. Jim didn't waste words. He handed Jack a blank sheet of paper and demanded he write down all of Playa's criminal activities. Jack resisted, but Jim pressed a small knife to his head, forcing him to detail every piece of evidence. Soon, Christmas arrived, the anniversary of Jim's son's murder. Jim suited up in a bulletproof vest and gear, ready for the operation. That evening, he dropped Jack off at the home of the police chief handling the case. Next to him was an envelope containing a USB drive, loaded with detailed records of Playa's gang members and all their criminal activity. The police chief was stunned. Jim's intelligence exceeded what the authorities had gathered. Meanwhile, on his way to Playa's base, Jim came across two of Playa's low-level thugs. They were caught completely off guard. Before they could react, Jim slammed their car against a wall. He then pulled out a knife and stabbed one in the stomach. To his surprise, the thug's skin was tough. He didn't die immediately, instead clinging to the car like a stubborn toad. Jim then pulled out his handgun to finish the job. Finally, Jim arrived at Playa's base. He threw a package inside containing 2 fingers from one of the small-time gangsters. Playa was furious, believing a rival gang was attacking him. He immediately dispatched his men to retaliate, not realizing he had already fallen into Jim's trap.